All right, y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm King Tyson. Don't forget to like and subscribe like I always tell y'all to do in the beginning or the end of my video. So check it out. Before we start, write me at kingtyson713@yahoo.com. If you got any questions about something, you want me to give you some advice, my opinion about something, write me, kingtyson713@yahoo.com. Also, I got a lot of videos on my page. Scroll down, read the titles. If there's a video that interests you, watch it. Leave a comment, whether it's positive or negative. Long as it's respectful, I will respond back in the comments most of the time. I do a lot of times, not even say a lot of times. Sometimes I don't get to them, but I do read them, y'all. But I just appreciate the love and support, from everybody. The channel is growing. I appreciate all the subscribers. Anybody that's not subscribing that you hear, you watching my videos, it's a reason why you here, because y'all keep coming back, paying attention to what I gotta say, of this insight in this game that I drop, and y'all can respect it. Because listen, what I talk about is relationships. This is something that we all have in common. It's relationships. Whether we married, we single, we've been divorced, we've had some heartbreak, whatever, anything that pertains to relationships, we talk about on this channel, and everybody can relate to it. That's what makes this channel, something that people continue to watch. And I just want to say I appreciate everybody. I'm telling y'all. Also, too, this is your first time here. Listen, I'm not like any other channel, y'all. I don't go and just cater to all brothers on my channel. I don't go and cater to all women on my channel. I cater to the men and the women, because it's both of us. It's both parts. It's the men and the women. Too much. We got a lot of division going on between men and women, and a lot of it can be fixed if we have communication and we understand. We try to understand each other. The problem is that women are feeling a certain type of way, and they say, you know what, enough is enough. I demand to be treated better than we feel like we've been treated. And then the men are saying, okay, but when we try to treat you this way, y'all didn't appreciate it. Y'all acting a certain way. So then men are starting to resist the women. Women are resisting the men, and men are resisting the women. So we are at an indifference, and we steady acting like this is a versus, and it's not. It's a thing called love, and we got to get to that. That's the whole purpose of my channel. I'm not a love coach. I'm not a love guru, anything like that. I'm just a brother who got some experience when it comes to relationships. I'm a 40-year-old man. I'll be 41 years old, and I can give y'all some experience in life when it comes to relationships. A lot of people, excuse me, y'all, a lot of people come on here and, say this and say that, and everybody got game to drop and everything when it comes to relationships. But a lot of times some people be introverts that really don't be in relationships like that. You know what I'm saying? You got some people they not living what they talking. And I'm not calling out nobody. I'm not calling out no names. I'm just saying in general, things what I see. I'm like, yo, I can give people, because I give people the raw truth. Let me tell you something. I try to give y'all, excuse me, y'all. I try to give y'all the raw truth of what's reality. And the reason why I brought up what some other people do is because some other people do is that on their channel, when they talk about relationships, they make it a one-sided thing. If it's a woman, she's talking about all the benefits that women can get. If it's a brother, he's talking about all the benefits that a brother can get, and it's bashing the other. And on this channel, we don't do that. We talk about our faults as men, and we talk about the faults of women, and we try to make it better. And it's encouraging and motivation. Nothing fake about it. Because at the end of the day, it's about love, y'all. It's about unity and love. We got to get back to that. So anyway, enough for the monologue. Let's get to the video. I'm going to shock y'all with this one. I'm going to say it. Average men don't cheat. I know, shocker. Ladies want to say, what? Men be cheating. Men are dogs. All men no, ladies, let me tell y'all. In real world, real life, I'm going to tell you why I say that average men don't cheat. This is the reason why I say this. My job, I do this as a hobby. I make these videos as a hobby. I was going to quit. I just want to get on here and start talking. I seen other people on other platforms talk about relationships. I said, you know what, man, I can talk about relationships and give y'all some, and give people, you know, game that they can use when it comes to relationships. Not game to play somebody, but more of game as in knowledge to better yourself moving forward when it's for you to be, if you're going to be married or in a relationship, because of things that I've been through and things that people that I know has been through. So I just try to pass it on to y'all. If y'all younger, you know what I'm saying, it's something that y'all can learn. If you older, you probably already know it. You probably just didn't think about it like that. You might, oh, I didn't look at it like that. But I'm glad somebody said something. Because remember, I'm not biased. I don't personally know y'all. So it's good when you can hear advice coming from somebody who don't know y'all versus when you listen to your friends, you listen to your parents, somebody telling you this and they know you. Sometimes people tend to give you the wrong information when it's benefiting you and not in the unification of your spouse. And then you tell your friends or your family all the bad stuff, but you leave out all the good stuff. So then when you do have good stuff in your family, I mean good stuff with your spouse or the person you're in a relationship with, your family got all the bad taste in their mouth. And then people, whether they consciously or subconsciously tell you things, it'll start going into your mental, and you start taking it out on your partner. I've been there. This is the reason why I can tell y'all this. I've been there. I understand. So a lot of stuff we have to break. A lot of stuff that we've been through growing up is the reason why we are who we choose in relationships. It's a lot of pain that we've been through, and you're not understanding why am I keep falling in the same trap of the women I'm choosing. Why am I keep falling in the same trap as the men I'm choosing? It's because of things that we've been through in our lifetime that we don't know, that we accepted it when we was younger and we got older. It's a repeated cycle, but we don't know that. These are things that we do not know while we making decisions we making and choosing the people that we choosing. You know, so I just try to give y'all insight of things that make you think about stuff. Because how I came to this conclusion, I had to do a lot of self-reflecting for my own self. When I went through my divorce, I got one son, my son Trent. I went through my divorce, my ex-wife. I'm married now, but I went through my first ex-wife. I went through the divorce with her. I had to do a lot of self-reflecting. Then me and my wife now, my second wife, we dated. I had to figure some things out. I had to understand, why am I holding on to all this stuff in my head that I can't. It's hard for me to move forward into committing with her. A lot of stuff I had to go through. I had to really do some self-reflecting and get some understanding within myself to figure out what was stopping me. And there's a lot of stuff that we've been through in life, y'all, that stops us. It keeps us from moving forward. Sometimes, a lot of the time, we feel like we deserve the things we go through in relationships. And I'm telling y'all, it's not that, y'all. You don't think about it like that, but sometimes we tell ourselves we deserve this. And it's not fair. And you don't understand why subconsciously you feel like that. You won't say it out your mouth, but subconsciously you feel like you deserve what you're going through. A lot of us try to stay and try to change people. You can't change people. Somebody get up in the age and as adult, that they are who they are. A lot of people show us who they are, and we ignore the red flags and we keep going. The reason why you do this, because these are things that you don't understand that you've been through when you were younger or in past relationships, and you haven't broken that cycle. You don't even think it's a cycle. You don't even think so. And then till you get further along, you're like, hey, something's going on, but I can't figure out what it is. These are things that you have to really do a lot of self-reflecting and think about. And that's all I do on this channel, y'all. I talk about things, and I just raise some type of I try to raise I try to open up your mind more. Let me say that. To where you can look outside of what the norm is, or what you normally used to. So check it out. Let's go back to the title. Average men don't cheat. Why I say this? King Tyson, why do you say that? I say that because of this. In my company, the job I do by daytime, I'm an HVAC technician. So I work for this company. It's international. we work on custom air conditioning units to commercial buildings and industrial buildings, like chemical plants, things like that, right? And so when the type of business I'm in, I work with my counterparts are all types of men. Black men, white men, Asian men, Hispanic men, any race. I work with all types of men, right? And as men, one thing that men do as common is when we talk, we get to know each other. When you go to you meet a customer, you start going to his job site and working on his equipment. Men, we talk. We start talking about our personal life a little bit. For like, hey, you married, you got kids. You know what I'm saying? You talk about stuff. Men like to talk about, ladies. If you don't know, men like to talk about women and sports mostly. You know what I'm saying? And that's in any race. And a lot of times other races may not talk about sports like that, but we gonna talk about some women. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I came up with that conclusion, average men don't cheat, is because I've been around so many other races of men, and when we had these candid conversations about, days when we were single, or days when we were single, we was a player, or you might talk about past relationships, stuff like that, because men might talk about your ex-wife, your own child support, you talk about that, the stuff you've been through, separations, breakups, all this type of stuff, because you forming a friendship bond of the times you going to the job site, like I said, right? And a lot of the times when I talk to these men, average men, they don't come off as cheaters. Average working day men. Now, there's always exceptions to the rules. Get me. I know a man can cheat just like a woman can cheat. But a lot of these average men I work with, a lot of them love the women that they with. I can honestly say they love the women they with, especially they got kids with them. They know they love them. And when you talk about other women and stuff, a lot of times, they don't really expound too much on other women. You know what I'm saying? They'll, a lot of these other guys will say, man, when I was younger, or if you see we see attractive woman passing by. Let's just say we see attractive woman passing by or coming onto the job site. That's another customer or something, whatever, right? You might see attractive women. You could tell who's the one who is respectful of their wife or their woman that they with. The ones I can honestly say, ladies, so you can understand this, the ones that I see that are the ones who cheat on if they married, they cheat on their wife, or they got a girl, they cheat on their girl, are the ones that are hound dogs. And hound dogs, if you a man that's a hound dog, if you don't know what a hound dog is a dog that you gotta tongue out. You gotta just chase after everything. That's a hound dog. So a man that's a hound dog, and fellas, let me say this. Being a hound dog is not attractive at all. Fellas, you gotta have some standards to yourself. That's what makes you attracted to other women, because of the standards that you have in yourself. If you a brother that you ain't got no community dick, that you very picky of who you decide to lay down with, that's attractive to other women. And I can tell by the brothers who not hound dogs. They'll say, yeah, man, she pretty, man. You know what I mean? If I was single back in my day, I'm telling y'all, and it just came to me. That's why I made this video. And you talk about other women, and you talk about your past and all this stuff like that. Both y'all might talk about other men, other races. And this is black men, like I said, black men, white men, Asian men, Hispanic men. It's the same thing. And the ages are different. You might have some guys in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It's the same thing. The average guy have respect for their woman, that they don't cheat. It's only the hound dogs or the dudes that are the player types. And ladies, you know what the player types of men are. But these are the men that y'all know is players, y'all know they hound dogs, and you be in a relationship with them. And then when a brother cheat on you, then that's what it is. I understand. I used to be one of these men. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily a hound dog, I wouldn't say, but I was bad. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I was bad. The player type, I was bad, man. You know what I'm saying? And as I get older, I start realizing some things. You know what I'm saying? This is how I could come to what I'm talking about. And so I know, ladies, you're saying, well, I'm still saying all men cheat, or a man, it don't matter if he's not a player or not, he still could cheat. True enough. There's always exceptions to the rules. But for the most part, what I've seen, the guys that I've been around, and I'm not even talking about my homeboys right now, or dudes that I personally know. I'm just talking about right now, just different walks of life of men that I met, and we've had these candid conversations on more than one occasion. So I'm not just saying this is just one occasion. I talked to this guy and I figured out his whole life, who his preference is and all this and that. No, this is months at a time or years at a time of me going back, we having deep conversations. And not that I'm looking for deep conversations, it just so happened that we just talking about different things. And this is why I say the average men, and all these men, you know, some of them tall, some of them short, some of them fat, some of them skinny, some of them work out in the gym. It's not so much of looks per se, but it's more of how they carry themselves. And this is why I say average brothers, once they respect their woman, they got their woman, they pretty much don't cheat. You know what I'm saying? And there's always exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, I can see. And the brothers that I do meet at the jobs, that is the player type, who the hound dog type. So when a fine woman come by, they going over there trying to talk to her, ask about some, hey, you need some directions, you need this, and that, or trying to pursue, get a phone number or something like that. They got a woman, got a wife. Those are the ones that cheat. It's the hound dog / player type of dudes. That's the player type. They go, you know, you'll talk to a brother, he'll say, cause listen, as men don't never necessarily come out and say, I cheat on my wife. Nah, especially older men. They don't talk like that. But you can tell when stories are brought up and then brothers are talking and they telling stories and it sounds real recent. You know what I'm saying? The story sounds real recent. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got some brothers okay, like for instance, and I ain't say it like that. Let me just say, I know a brother who was married and he'll go get massages. He'll pay for massages at massage parlors. But the massage parlors you go to will be the ones that close at 4, 5 in the morning. The ones that you know you can get happy endings on. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you listen to people talk, always remember this. Sometimes we gotta let people talk. We can't always do the talking. We gotta let people talk and listen to what they say. And you let a person talk long enough, they start telling you, they start revealing things to you, and you start putting 2 and 2 together. And this is why I say brothers don't necessarily, they don't come out and say, yeah, I cheat on my woman, but the conversation, how they are, they ways, when they tell stories, you could tell, yeah, he cheat. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell. This is the reason why I say. Now, you could agree with me or you could disagree with me. Either way. But this is the perception I got. And I'm not labeling it to just black men. I'm not labeling it to just white men. It's all races. You know what I'm saying? It's player types in all races. Because I met brothers like and co-workers I talk to in all races. Hound dogs in all races. So it ain't a particular race that cheat and some that don't cheat. But what I can see is a lot of these brothers, especially they get older in their 30s, 40s, you know, yeah, these brothers just respect for their wife. They just like, hey man, you know, the wife, they got a joint bank account. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about payday, they say, man, I gotta make sure my wife, we going to vacation things. You know, we doing this, we doing that. It's always the wife, always the woman. You could just tell. As other brothers, you could just tell. Versus the brother that's the player type. You know what I'm saying? Because he talking about other women all the time. So, and also too, ladies, I don't know this, but, and also too, I said also too, I said it twice. But when you got certain brothers that always, and fellas, you gotta stop doing this, yo. I ain't gonna lie. You got brothers that get social media apps like Instagram or something like that, and they got all the, cause you got all the nasty, the nasty stuff you see women be posting and shit, like the certain women, the IG models or OnlyFans, women and stuff like that or whatever. They post all the nasty content, and you got one brother, whether it's a black man, white man, well, you got somebody. Hey, look at this girl, look at this. Them type of men, look at this picture, look at this video. What do you think about this? Like, you got them, like, all that fall under hound dog / the player type. These are the brothers. These are the men who do that. Ladies, you want to know, ladies, you know the player types. You know the hound dog types. So you keep picking the player types and you keep saying, well, all men cheat. No, because not all men cheat. I ain't gonna say I witnessed like I'm in somebody's shoes, but it's just off what I seen of engaging in the conversation. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Am I right? Am I wrong? I'm King Tyson. Peace and blessings. On to the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Peace and blessings one more time. I'm out.